Hey up.
Hi, how are we doing?
Hey, good, are you? I've just realised that I forgot to bring my iPad over, so I'm gonna have to say hello to everybody in the chat on because I normally have my iPad with the pop-out chat.
Do you want to go grab it?
It should be all right.
Okay.
I'll do it from here. So, well, firstly, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I've got a cup of normal tea today.
Have you?
None of you are slumming it with the decaf stuff because I always get slagged off for drinking decaf. So
Who
yeah.
slags you off?
I don't know. Everyone in the chat, I think people seem to think that there's no point in decaf tea. But I don't know. I like a wee cup of decaf tea. Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you enjoy it, don't matter, does it? I used to drink decaf coffee, and then for some reason I just switched to getting Costa coffee, and they don't do a decaf one. So I've let it slip. I drank decaf coffee for about 3 years, and now I'm back on. But it doesn't really affect me. I can drink a mug of coffee right before bed, and it doesn't affect me.
Oh,
Nothing
really?
affects my sleep. Yeah.
Oh wow, you're lucky. If I drink, so tea tends to be okay, but if I drink like coffee just before bed, it's not a good thing. Like I kind of do you ever do that where you wake up, it's as though something's giving you a big fright? You wake up like getting a fright? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, well that's what happens to me if I've got too much caffeine in my system, and I teeter on the edge of like a very shallow sleep, and it's like I can feel myself twitching in my sleep. It's the most bizarre thing. So that is why I like Dustin saying decaf is a sin, but that's why, because it does like affect me if I have too much caffeine too late.
No, nothing affects my sleep. I'm dead to the world. When I was a teenager, my mum on a Saturday morning used to clean my bedroom, and she used to pull my bed out and hoover around it while I was sleeping in it and push it back. And I was totally oblivious to it. Wow. Never knew. I used to think she was making it up when she told me. The only time I have was when we had an earth tremor here, and being up here, all the books fell off the bookcase in the hall, and I shot away because I thought it was like an explosion happening. The whole building was shaking, and I was like, I'm gonna die.
Gosh.
Anyway, let's say hello to people. So Elaine was first one in. Hi, Elaine. And I've just seen this, which is fantastic news. So Golden's kitty has been returned 5 weeks. Was already worried about it. Brought back on Tuesday, emaciated but alive. Yeah, that was the same situation that I told you about with mine, Golden. And then we've got Saskia. Nice to see you. We've got Majus. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you again. We've got Dustin. Hey up me ducks. Scott's here. Hi Scott, nice to see you. Hope you're doing okay. We have Roscoe. The lovely Naomi's here. Hi Naomi. Moran. Hello Moran. And Lily Rose. Hello Lily Rose. Sexy Susans. I was trying to look at that in the little. I thought you said it said sexy Satsumas. I was like, what?
I'll use that next time. Next time you're on Saturday when you're live, I'll need to remember that.
And it comes up twice, look. It's there and there.
Do you know why? It's because I've put it in on StreamYard, so it's sending it to both my chat and your chat. So on StreamYard chat, it comes up twice because it's as if I've gone to both individually and put it in.
Okay. Is that where it says all at the bottom? You can either have yourself, you, or all. Right at the bottom where it says post comment, you've got all and a down arrow, haven't you?
I don't have that, but that might be because we're on your StreamYard and not mine.
Okay. Sonique, hi Sonique, and Alexandria, Petra is here. We've got Ramon, hi Ramon. Nikki, Helson, let's see who else we've got. Oh, Moran can't drink coffee after 5 p.m. Oh wow, yeah, I haven't seen you for ages. How you doing, Hen?
Hey, Jen.
And you're the same. What, dead to the world? Nothing can wait you.
Jen's always got a coffee in her hand.
I'm trying to make sure we don't miss anyone. Malamia, hi Malamia, having a horizontal day. Tammy Pie, hello Tammy Pie, nice to see you. Trisha, hi Trisha. And Marita, hello, nice to see you too. Let's see, we've got Tony. Oh, it's just jumped. We did have Tony. There he is. Hi, Tony. And Robin's here. Hi, Robin. You're straddling alive with Kim, abundant life. I'll try and manage both. I tried that once. My brain can't do it. I can't do two things at the same time. I'm terrible at multitasking. And I think, have I caught up with everybody? Have I said hello to everyone? I think I have.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. So, Throwback Thursday. Oh, that's why I needed my iPad to look at the itinerary. Oh, I should know it by now, shouldn't I?
Well, if you need to go and get it, then just go get it.
I'm going to go get it.
Aye, that
It
sounds
also means I need to take my arm down though to put it here.
Oh,
Create insider secrets. Look behind the camera.
this is the glamour behind the show.
Shattering the illusion.
Oh dear. What's everybody else drinking? Are we all enjoying a wee cuppa? Has anybody got anything a little stronger, maybe? I always like to hear what you're drinking because I'm a nosy bastard. Naomi's got water. Good for you, Naomi. Roscoe's got vodka. Nice one. Oh, Scott's drinking rhubarb tea. Oh, you fancy wee bitch, yeah. Wee rhubarb tea, eh?
I knew you were going to say that.
How's Kobe, Scott? Is he doing okay? I saw videos of him recently. Kobe's Scott's dog. He's like he's not really a yellow lab, is he? He's more like a red, kind of a red auburny colour, but he's really sweet. But from what Scott tells me, he's full of energy.
Oh, I love it how I've just joined the chat and it's telling me that I need to guide by the community guidelines.
Yeah,
all right.
None of your filth.
Yeah. I was reading Robin's comment about Conrad Stein's Pane arrived today, but sorry, it's no match for the Ted VH made for me. I don't know what that is, Robin. You'll have to send me a link if you've shown it so I can check it out.
Yeah. Shows the if you've done a walkthrough, Robin, then send us a link. If you're saying it's better than the Pame, those are bold words, my friend.
Yeah, I was going to say. And Golden's having a celebration carver, and if ever there was a reason to celebrate a carver, it's that. Man. So you enjoy it, Lily Rose. Such a relief, isn't it?
Nice.
Anyway, so
we're here to talk about the Wildwood Tarot, which I'm excited about. It's been good to have the motivation to use it because I'll be honest, it's not a deck that I use very often. You've been doing a wee bit of work with it recently, haven't you, Simon?
Yeah, so I've gone on a bit of a journey with Wildwood. So it started. I can't even remember how it started, but about 6 weeks ago, wasn't it? We were talking about doing the Wildwood this month. And I think I said to you then at the time that I just I said I think I'm about to trim mine because I saw a video. It's the creator of the Penumbra Tarot. I think her name is Ennis. And she spoke to me. She sent me a message saying thank you for the kind review and all this. And then I saw that she'd got a channel and watched some of her videos, and she talked about modding the Wildwood. And it's something that I've been putting off doing for years. So I've had the Wildwood since before I've had a channel, it turns out. I can remember how it started when I first found the community, and I used to go into Kelly Fitz's lives on a Saturday. She did March of the Pips, which set me on, working with pip decks. And then she did Into the Wildwood. I think she did it every October. So it'd be about October 2016. So I decided to buy the deck then. And I was really excited because Pagan Otherworlds, is one of my all-time favorite tarot decks. It's in my top 10 tarot of all time. No, sorry, not Pagan Otherworlds. Pagan Otherworlds is an amazing deck, but I'm on about Druidcraft. Sorry. Yeah. And I absolutely love that deck. And so I thought, oh, great, I'll get the Wildwood. And at the time, I just didn't connect with it. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it was. I mean, there's a couple of things about it that I just think, I wish they had done that, or and there was a lot to study at the time, and I just didn't have the capacity to study. The whole wheel concept that they talk about, and that sort of thing. And that's not to be confused with the Wheel of the Year, but and so it just kind of sat on the shelf for years. And then when I saw it trimmed on Ennis's video, I thought, do you know what? I might give that a go. And I would recommend to anybody who has a deck that they've either not connected with or perhaps not used for a long time, as part of reconnecting is to do like a modification with it. Because I think when you do sit and you modify a deck, it does something where you're looking at each image because you're wanting to not damage it in any way. You treat it quite preciously. I really took my time. I can honestly say I've modded lots and lots of decks that this one I think is the best modification I've ever done. It's almost perfectly smooth, and that's because I bought a Fiskars that goes to the very millimeter. And I just loved it. And it helped me just to look at some of these images and think these are actually incredible pieces of art. I think the second thing was when I did get it, everybody was going on about the Greenwood might be coming back, and I was like, oh, what's this Greenwood? So then I went down that rabbit hole and finding out that it was out of print. And then, it's that you always want what you can't have. Yeah. So I was on a mad hunt to try and get the Greenwood. And so then I kind of saw, wrongly, I know now, but at the time I kind of viewed the Wildwood as the poor relation. That, the Wildwood was the original, and then Mark wanted to bring it back. And Cheska had moved on and didn't want anything to do with tarot. So then they brought out the Wildwood, which is a different version of it. And yeah, but having modified it about 5 weeks ago, this hasn't left my desk. And I've really, really formed a connection with it. I just love it. And you were saying earlier, weren't you, that for someone that's not worked with it much, the artwork is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Usually, if it's a deck I don't work with much, I'm normally kind of don't really have very many favourites. You can normally, if you were to go back and look and see how many favourite cards I've picked out of each deck that we've thrown back, you'd probably be able to find the decks that I don't work with as much based on the the ones that have less cards. But this one I've got loads. I think I've got something like 25 favourites here. So yeah, the artwork is stunning, and it's probably because it's because it is Will Worthington's artwork, and because it is quite similar to the Druidcraft deck, and because he's a really talented artist.
Oh, God, yeah.
But yeah, sorry.
No, go on. You're still talking.
No, I don't even know what I was going to say. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think now I would go as far as to say that I prefer this over Druidcraft.
Oofed.
Hush my mouth.
I don't know.
I think, and because we do Throwback Thursday and we spend time with it again, I've been working with it a lot this week, but also what we do is we look at what are our favorite cards. And then I don't know about you, but when I do that, I randomly put down the ones that I think are my favorite, and then I go back through them and think, why are they my favorite, to try and narrow it down a bit. Right. And I think if I was to do this and then do the same with the Druidcraft, I think there would be more favorite cards in this than in Druidcraft, even though I really, really love Druidcraft.
Right.
This just has more of a pagan feel.
Right, okay. Maybe because it's based on... Is this based on the Wheel of the Year?
It brings in more elements than just the Wheel of the Year, but right. I don't really focus on that. It could be that this is my area as well. There's references to Robin Hood. There's references to Major Oak, which is just down the road, literally minutes in the car. And when you go, I took Sandra last year when she came up. When you go to Sherwood Forest, there's 2 nature trails that you can take that both take you to Major Oak, and one is the Greenwood Trail and the other is the Wildwood Trail, and that's where it's obviously got the names from for the deck. And Mark Ryan was in Robin of Sherwood back in the day. I don't know if you remember that. Lots of people remember the theme tune. Have you heard of Clannad, the group?
Yeah, I have actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've heard of them.
Well, have you heard of Enya? Because she became very famous. Orinoco Flow. Sail away, sail away.
Yeah.
I shouldn't sing, should I? So she was the sister of Clannad. But the theme tune was Robin, the Hooded Man. And the Hooded Man is in here. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
So there's lots of connections to Sherwood Forest.
Right.
Just even by the name of the deck and people in it. So it could be because when I was reading the book a few weeks ago, he talked about as a kid he used to play in Sherwood Forest and hide in Major Oak. And I used to do the same thing. You can't get to it now. It's got an iron fence all the way around it, guarding it because of vandals and how old it is. And I said to Sandra, I can remember going in Major Oaks. It's that wide. It's like a room when you go in it. And the legend is that Robin and the Merry Men hid inside Major Oak. And I can remember as a kid being in there. So maybe it's that as well. Maybe there's lots of reasons, but
yeah,
it's also the artwork. The artwork's incredible.
Yeah, I know, that's cool. I'm thinking, so Clannad, they're not the ones that sing, oh gosh, something, I think the original song is called something like Harry's Theme, but it's used, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's used in, is it Saltwater?
Was it from Howard's Way or something like that? Some program?
I'm not sure, but it's used it's used in the song, I think it's Saltwater. that's like a kind of a trance dance song.
Right.
I'm not going to try and sing it, and I don't think the words really mean anything.
Theme from Harry's Game.
That's the one, yeah. Is that that band? Yeah, is that Clannad?
Yeah, I think so.
Right. Yeah, that's how I know them.
But I think they got quite famous in the 80s probably for that, but also the Hooded Man, Robin the Hooded Man. Right. It was so haunting, and I used to love as a kid sitting down. I think it used to be on Saturday tea time, like early evening, and watching Robin of Sherwood. Michael Praed, and then who was the second one? Michael Praed. Is it Sean Pertwee? I can't remember now, but Michael Praed, and then he went into Dynasty and became really famous.
Right.
Yes, I do. I don't know about you, Chris, but have you got the Sherwood Oracle?
No,
that they brought out?
No.
You know, I'm not much an
Oracle person.
Scott says, Will Worthington artwork speaks to my soul. Love the pagan elements in the deck. Yeah, he knows how to do it so well. And there's obviously, not to jump ahead, but there's a suit in here for the Earth suit. It's stones and standing stones, stone circles. I love going to them. I went last weekend to Below, so that's like my favorite suit.
Yeah. Do you know what's funny? I've been pulling with this deck all week, and I keep getting the same cards, and it's all from the stones. So I keep getting, particularly the healing, which I think is the 7 of stones, and the 2 of stones, the challenge card, like the one with the 2 hairs, which I will like strip naked if that is not in your favourites. I won't actually, by the way. Don't you dare be throwing that out just to call me out, just to make me out a liar.
Like I say, just before we went on, you were adding layers. That would get you to take them off. They also did the soundtrack of Last of the Mohicans. That's right.
Right.
Jason Connery. And do you know, Robin, Richie, I knew it was the son of somebody. That's why I was like, was it Sean Pertwee? So I knew it was the son of someone famous, but Jason Connery. And then, yeah, I agree with old man Ferdiad. I think lots of pagans of a certain age loved Robin of Sherwood. It's amazing to have that real world connection. And Lily Rose loves the Sherwood Oracle.
Yeah, Moran's asking if are you asking about the
titles have changed?
So yeah, the order, I would say the order's more or less consistent, but it's the actual cards. Some of the actual cards have totally changed.
Yeah, but I can see the connection still, even though you look at it and you think, But then there's an app as well for it, which I've got, is really useful for that, because it will say in there. I don't know about the book. I've not looked at the book for a few weeks when I read about the story behind it, where the inspiration came from. But it will say, this would have been temperance in the traditional tarot, and then it explains, gives you a description and why the change. Golden loves this tarot deck. Me too.
Cool.
Sorry,
I should have been talking about the details of it, and I've not. So this was released in 2011. The book was written by John Matthews and Mark Ryan, and as we've said, the artwork is by Will Worthington, who did the Druidcraft and the Greenwood as well. Yeah. The publisher, so mine's is Connections Publishing, which is not a publisher I had heard of. Have they done other decks?
Didn't they do one of the iterations of Druidcraft
Right, okay.
connections. I think so, because I have heard of them before. I think you're thinking of Witcher's Wisdom, Moran, where the world becomes the Fool and the Fool becomes the world. It reverses the order of the major arcana.
Yeah, that just totally takes tarot and messes with it, so it does the Witch's Wisdom. Packaging, so Sturdy 2-part box that's quite big. It's got the wee thumb holes for it. So the box is decent. It's the same size as the book. The only drawback, I would say, is it is one of those decks that comes with where the cards are split into 2 decks. They don't fit in the box as one whole deck, which can sometimes mean that there's a big divide between the deck. Personally, I find once you've shuffled it and stuff,
it's gone.
It's not noticeable,
gone.
but it can still be really annoying. But yeah, so neither one of us is going to really be able to give a proper size comparison because we've both trimmed our decks. But I think am I right in saying, Simon, it's pretty much not standard tarot size, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wider, isn't it? Because have you trimmed yours the same way? Because when you compare it now to a tarot deck, it's like that. It's probably like a low Scarabeo size, but it was more kind of, I wouldn't say oracle sized, but it's wider than a normal tarot and about the same height. But it had a white border all around it.
Right, there you go. What do you think of the cardstock?
Yeah, I think it's quite good.
Okay.
Do you not?
I don't know. I find it a wee bit more cardboardy than your kind of a standard. And it means when you riffle it, it kind of holds a bit of a bow, but not a big deal. But it's just one of those things that, I don't know, it's just slightly less handleable than some other cardstocks.
So that's kind of what it looked like before it's trimmed.
In the book, what are you laughing at?
You're like, like, why did I do it?
Yeah,
I lived with that.
It's not. Those got another copy of it if I wanted to.
Yeah, it's quite easy to get, isn't it? It's still, still readily available.
Yeah. Right, the book. So I'm going to talk a wee bit about the book, and I think Simon's going to chat about the app. So, oh dear. Oh, maybe not. So the book is it's a decent size, decent thickness. There are 160 pages. It is a really good. I'll be honest, I've not spent a lot of time with this book, but you can tell just by browsing through it that they've spent a lot of time and put a lot of effort into it. I was saying that they kind of change up the system a wee bit, particularly with the majors. It's, I think, quite heavily based around the Wheel of the Year, but they do it. They explain all that, so you can see there. You've got a bit of the Wheel of the Year, and there's a diagram where it fits all of the cards in and shows you how they interrelate and stuff. So if you're willing to learn about the system that that they've created here, then there's everything that you need, I think, is in this book. And in terms of the actual cards, again, you've got a wealth of information. For the minors, you've got a page for each card, and you got a black and white image of the card, a keyword, and thank you, and some information. So a description of the card, the interpretation, and then some kind of a further reading. So And with the majors, you're getting 2 pages. So I think it's a really decent book, and that's coming from someone who's really not spent that much time on it. So, yeah, pretty impressive. How do you find the app, Simon?
I love the app. I'd left Rich's comment up there for a while until we shared the screen, because I agree with him, because I find the book really difficult to read. And I don't know why they do it, but they seem that kind of combination, that trio do that. Or like just John Matthews and Will Worthington. Druidcraft has brown font, and it's like a light brown font, and I really struggle with it. The new Sherwood Oracle that came out is doing it, and I'm like, just give us black and white text. Do you know what I mean? But the app it's a Fool's Dog app. I think it is one of the best tarot apps. I don't use it for the card a day or anything like that, but it has everything you'd want. I'm showing it on a mobile phone, but I can also get it up bigger on my iPad. But it's broken down into new reading, so you can go in there and you can choose. It talks to you as well, but
when it's clear in your mind, choose an appropriate reading.
So it tells you, which kind of reading that you want to have, and then what spread to choose. You can just draw a card.
Okay.
So it said, here is your card of the day, and it's the moon card, the moon on water, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous image. It's got the cosmic egg there as the reflection as well. And then you can, what it's also got, let me go back, because it has a journal, so you can use it for journaling. It's got explore, and when you go into explore, it gives you this menu here, but you've got the book, and the book is the book in its entirety. I've finished reading it. Look on page 57. That's as far as I got a couple of weeks ago. And it's just like a Kindle for the book. As you're turning the pages, it's proper.
Okay.
So the whole book is there as well, and I find that a lot easier to read. Don't know about you, Richie, when you said you struggle with it, but having that coloured font on the paper, you can choose your reading cloths. You could go back to spreads, but also you just go to the cards, choose your suit at the bottom, whether you want major or whatever, and go straight to the cards. So if we go to something like the Ancestor, which I love, with the Ancestor, you can scroll up and then you get a very short version, or you can go to the bottom and full text from the book. So then it'll bring up the position on the wheel that you talked about, the wheel, and then the full text, that page and a half you talked about, is there as well. So I just find it really user friendly, and the great thing about having that, you can pinch it out and look at symbols on like the on the drum, and especially on an iPad, we can get it quite large. So I just think the app is brilliant. It was $3.99, and say for $3.99 you've got all that forever. I just think it's really, really good. And I don't normally like apps and technology with divination or readings, but for this one, because the book was so challenging to read with my eyes, I thought, well, I'll try it on an app, and then I saw all that, and it was great, really great.
Brilliant. That does sound really good. Cool. Okay, how long? So you said you got it in 2016, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah. Back end of 2016. So it'll be about the October time. So coming up to 8 years ago, almost exactly 8 years ago. Yeah. But for 7 of that, it's just kind of sat on a shelf. So I did use it through the whole of that month for Into the Wildwood.
Cool.
Thank you for the info.
I reckon I probably got it around about 2017 or thereabouts. I'm not sure, but I know I've definitely had it a long time.
Naomi, I got that book as well. I was quite disappointed with it. There is a separate book you can get called Wild Magic, and it's supposed to be a workbook, but it's not really a workbook as such. So I was a bit disappointed that I've got it on the bookshelf in the hall. And I think you might have been doing it with us at the time, Naomi, when we did Into the Wildwood back in 2016, because you was around then as well. So us old timers.
Okay. You want to look through our favourites?
Yeah, God, are we up to there already?
Are we? Have I messed up?
No. I think you're right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and then just yes, think it was. Yeah.
How many favourites have you got?
I tried to scale it back on minors because I've got 15 out of 22 favourites in the majors. So I've got 3 under vessels, 4 under bowls, 3 under arrows, and then I could have probably done all of these stone suits with the exception of 3 of the courts, but I've got ace 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. I missed out 8. But I'll go quick through them.
That's fine. Yeah, I'm laughing at you. I've just counted them. I've got 12 favourite majors. So
all right, we're not too far out then.
Yeah, so I'll get 23 in total. So we'll just do our usual. Do you want to start, and then we can join in if we match up, or
yeah. Pop it on here. So, and what? And then if you've got one before,
yeah,
like
then
normal, we'll go back. We'll jump back.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Okay. So, my first one is the shaman. Do you say shaman or shaman?
Shaman. It's not a word that I use very often, but if I was saying it, I would say shaman.
Because I always said shaman, and I thought that's the way we said it. And I don't know if I've picked up shaman because I've heard Americans say it. And now I've got myself like, is it shaman or is it shaman? Because I think growing up, and I remember doing a sweat lodge once, and the person that led the sweat lodge was, and I'm sorry he said I'm a shaman.
Oh.
And in Ebenezer Good, the song, don't you say a shaman once said? Isn't that like the opening lyrics? But anyway, I digress. Like, Simon, what the frig are you going on about?
No, you're fine. So I've got the shaman. Oh gosh, we're very zoomed out here. Hang on. Let's see. I've got the shaman too.
I don't know how to put my notes. I'm trying to find space to put them. Yeah, I just love it. It's very pagan. It's very ancient. I love that it's got his foot on a stone. He's using nature around him as like his table. He's got his tools there at the bottom. He is wearing some sort of animal skin, but I can't quite work out what type of animal that was. Have you got any thoughts on that? Is it a bear skin? I think it might be a bear skin.
I think, it kind of looks like it is when you look at the head bit. I just like that he's very like wild and untethered, and he's not quite as subdued as what magicians tend to be. And like the magician is supposed to be, but to me, it's a very active energy. So it feels like it should be involved in getting its hands dirty and all that kind of a thing. There's always been something weird to me about the the Smith-Waite magician just because he looks so young. He's supposed to like embody all this skill and experience, and he's got this dead young face. And it's I don't know. I guess it's just something that's kind of always struck me about that magician card. Anyway, but whereas this is what to me what a magician is.
Yeah.
It feels very because of the staff. It feels very kind of Lord of the Rings. It kind of reminds me of Radagast the Brown a wee bit. If anyone is familiar with Lord of the Rings, so yeah.
And if anybody does get the app, what I would say about Will Worthington's artwork as well is if you get it on like an iPad, really go into the detail because there is so much detail. Things that you don't necessarily see straight away, like the tattoo designs on the arms, even it's minute in some places, or the things that are hanging up behind, like the bird's skull there, and there's just so much in there. And look at the design here. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Lots of intricate details.
Yeah, loads.
Cool.
And then I've got it's the upside down, go the other way around.
I had before you go on, I had the Wanderer, so I did.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. I like it. I think it's a really pretty card. I think it's a really well illustrated card. I love that he's walking off into a rainbow, and I love that we kind of see the Wanderer in at least one other card. I think it's quite nice. Love the mistiness of it as well. I think it's just a really aesthetically pleasing card.
Yeah. I've got the Seer. Had you got the Seer?
Yeah.
This is gorgeous. She's beautiful, and I just love how grounded it is. She's stood on the roots. Look that you see from the tree that's behind her. That apparently is the world tree. And then she's got the cloak represents the owl for wisdom.
Oh, okay.
Which is really, really beautiful. And then she's got these totems hanging around her of animal spirits.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she's beautiful in the water.
The sea. She's looking in there. There's the labyrinth at the bottom there as well. I don't know if you can see that carved into the stone.
Yeah, it's all really well done.
It's it makes me almost wish they were. How we kind of criticized the size of Druid Craft. I think this deck with the intricate detailing in it would lend itself quite nicely to large cards.
Yeah, that's true. Cool. What have you got next?
So, I guess I'll do these as a couple, really. So you've probably given it away. But the green man and the green woman, they're the mother and father of this deck. So when you look at the wheel and you look at the book, these two together he calls them the mother and father. They appear throughout the deck anyway. You see the green man, and particularly the green woman. She appears a few times in the minors, but they really complement each other. We've got Sheila Nagig on her cauldron there.
Oh, yeah.
And then on his, I think I can't remember. Might tell me if I look in the app or something, but I can't remember what deity that was. So you've got Sheila Nagig carved on hers. What if it would tell me? Let me go to the app. No, I don't think it does. But yeah, both are just so beautiful. I love images of the green man anyway, and the green woman.
Right. Nice.
Trying to get it where there's no... Did you not have them?
No, I didn't. Do you know, I've never been... There's something about the green man and green woman thing has just never really interested me. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's an aesthetic thing or it's just something that I've never really taken much interest in. I don't have anything against it, but yeah. So it would never put me off a deck, but it's never like something I would go towards as a favourite card. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my next one is the next one, the Ancestor. There we go. Sorry, I thought you were going to say something. I thought you were reading the chat or something like
that. No, it's fine.
Yeah, I think this is a really stunning card. I love that it's a wintry scene, which is quite unusual for the fifth major. I love that it's got, you know, the drum makes it's a recurring theme in this deck, and I think the drum is supposed to like it kind of connects you to your ancestors, isn't it? Have I got that right? That's what it's used for.
Yeah, one of its functions. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the Triskel. I don't know how to pronounce that. Triskelly.
Yeah. Well, I've heard some people say Triskel as well, but I've heard it more as Triskelly.
Okay. So yeah, I think it's a beautiful card. And it's on. What is it on? Is it on the box somewhere or something? Oh no, it's not.
What? That's the cover of the book, isn't it?
No, my book's got the hooded.
Oh, let me have a look what it's saying on here, because I'm sure there's some. Oh, it's because it's on mine, lot.
Oh, nice. There you go.
So I just assumed it was on the book when I've looked at the app. Yeah, and just going back, Naomi said on the cauldron for the Green Man, it's Kernabas Giant, which appears in the minors as well. So thank you, Naomi.
Nice. Cool. What's your next one?
The Archer.
Right.
Have to. I mean, it's Robin Hood, isn't it? I mean, it's quite obvious it's him, and it's just he's our town's hero. You can't go anywhere around Nottingham without, Robin Hood baked potato van, or the Robin Hood line, which is the train line between here and Mansfield. Or you go up to the castle and there's queues of tourists waiting to have the picture taken with the Robin Hood statue. And my friend's pub that I go to for New Year's Eve is called The Archer. Right. So it's just Robin Hood and Nottingham are synonymous. So yeah, but I just love it. I love the bears as well. In the background, I think it's a really cool card for the Chariot.
Nice.
That aim, that straight, focusing on the end result, taking aim and guiding it on its path.
Right. So I was going to ask you, do you interpret that similar to how you would interpret a standard Chariot card, or does it have a different meaning for you? But you've just kind of answered that.
Yeah, I think loosely. I think with any tarot deck, even if it has a different system, my mind automatically goes there.
Right.
But I try and a deck like this, I try and look at it from a different aspect, because no matter what our feelings about it, the tarot does have a lot of religious connections, doesn't it? In terms of the devil is the Christian devil, and the Judgment card rising up from the graves for the last year. It has Adam and Eve as the lovers. So no matter how much we might say, well, I don't follow that, it still lends itself to that. So when you get a deck like this that does it from a pagan perspective, then I loosely make those connections, but don't put too much emphasis on. And you'll see when we get to like the devil in this card is not viewed as the devil at all.
Yeah.
So
cool.
As one example.
Scott says it's on the front of the box. So on the front of my box, it's not the Ancestor, it's my next favourite card, which is the Stag, which does, kind of similar to the Ancestor in that it's...
Show me your box. Because actually, I think my box is... I don't think that's the cover of my box. I knew I should have got it out, but I thought, well, I've got the app and Chris is talking about the box. It's in the back room.
Yeah, no, that's my box there.
Yeah, I don't think that's mine. I think mine is the Ancestor.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, Scott said it must be a different edition. My box is different, says Marilyn.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
Mine's definitely the Ancestor.
There you go. The Stag is my next favourite. I love the two... What do you call that? The two-sided axe. Because this is in place of Justice. And by the way, not strength. The 11th card is very, very strength-like. It has the drum again, but instead of the Triskele, it has the Tree of Life on the drum.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think this acts as a symbol of justice in a lot of different across a lot of different faiths and belief systems and stuff. Pretty sure even in the God's sake, with the Orisha, I'm sure that this is the axe is a symbol. I don't want to misquote this. I think it might be Shango, and Shango is one of the Orishas that's associated with the idea of justice and retribution and stuff like that. I hope I'm remembering that right, but
so I was going to say on the app it says the polished axe head is a manifestation of the human will to change the environment and not always for the better. So weighing up of action and responsibility is needed.
Right.
Does that fit in with what you was? And then the shield, which bears the image of the symbolic major oak, reminds us that we must preserve and protect our natural resources.
Oh, right. Okay. So pretty much everything I just said was wrong.
No, because that is the symbol of the world tree, clearly. Yeah. But because it's the Wildwood, he's saying, but that's also the major oak. But the major oak doesn't look like that.
Yeah, but I called it a drum. It's not a drum, it's a shield. And I'm pretty sure I've got that Orisha thing wrong. I think it might be Obatala or someone else. But anyway, it reminded me of that anyway.
Yeah, but it's things in the background. Look at that tree spirit. And does that look like an eye?
And the tree.
Yeah,
it does.
What you got next?
Should I skip a few? Next, I've got the mirror.
Okay, I've got the mirror coming up, but it's the one after that. I've got the mirror, and I mentioned the Hooded Man, which is our hermit card. I mean, I love it, but every time I see this card, Clanad plays in my head. So it just connects me back. It connects me back to that. But it's gorgeous, especially the little bird look.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a few. I had a lot more favourites, and I took some out.
Same.
And the Hooded Man was one of them that I took out. Because of that, a lot of my favourites are just because of aesthetic purposes. It's nothing to do with how the card reads or anything more than that. And the Hooded Man was one of them where it was just purely aesthetic. So I thought, right, well, I'll take that out because I can probably say more about one of the other ones. So yeah, the mirror was my next one. So this is the 12th Arcanum in this deck. So this is in place of the Hanged one. It feels like a moon card. It feels a lot like a moon card. But when I think about like a mirror, it's all about, you know, reflections, like self-reflection. That's kind of like a strong theme in the Hanged Man, you know, removing yourself from the hustle and bustle, taking some time to reflect and, you know, gain new knowledge essentially. Hi, Giselle.
Hi, Giselle.
So, yeah. And I love that she's like kind of a very like serpentine. So yeah, this is beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. So the mirror that she's holding, so it's inward and outward. So the mirror is reflecting what's happening internally, and the orb of light is to reflect out. But I love you mentioned the boat with the it's tethered, but it's got this it almost looks like a mummified figure, doesn't it? That's waiting to be released outwards as well.
Yeah, it kind of looks like what they did with their dead, doesn't it? Where they send them out on the boat and then the arrow to set it alight. That's kind of what that puts me in mind of.
And the heron, there's a heron where as you go out of the city towards the train station here, it often appears on our local pages. There must be more than one, but this particular heron, whenever you take the path along the canal and walk, it will fly like, I don't know, 100 yards in front of you. Then as you get close to it, it will fly another hop. And it does this. It just kind of follows you on your journey. It's incredible. I filmed it once and did a vlog about it on a walk with my video. But every time you get close, it will fly off again. You never actually get close enough to it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's playing with you. Have we done the Llewellyn? I want to say we have.
Yeah, we did it. It wasn't that long ago. It was a few months back.
There you go. I thought we had, but
yeah. So yeah, we did Llewellyn and Giselle. So Simon had kind of said earlier on that he's didn't like it as much. That she's asking about the workbook. But Sandra's got it and Sandra likes it. So Sandra says yeah, Simon says nay. So
I just didn't think it was what it purported to be. It wasn't what I was expecting it to be as a workbook, really. And I don't think it really gave me any extra insights that the companion book didn't give. That gives, I should say. Yeah, Naomi said here, look, I have it, but it's not really a workbook, just a deeper look at the cards. Yeah. Okay. The journey.
Yeah, same.
Oh, incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. I love how gruesome it is.
How gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, again, I mean, this would be what death would be, isn't it? The journey, the cycle of life and death. And then it's just that sort of death and decay, but how it's given life as well. So, you know, when they come and feed and they're hovering above, look, but that's nature, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I've often thought about having a sky burial, but they're not that common over here.
What's a sky burial?
It's a sky burial. It's very famous in traditions like Zoroastrian, where when you're deceased, you're put onto high platforms, so you're kind of buried in the sky. But it's so that nature just reclaims your body and you're fed, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I when you said Sky Burial, I had visions of, I don't know, somebody shooting you through like a dart. I don't know. But yeah, like I have questions. Like, what's to stop something from coming along and like dropping you from your nice big plinth? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyway,
What, that you might land on top of somebody's head that's passing by underneath?
yeah, yeah.
There's a bit of Simon, not one.
I know.
I think, yeah, and parts of you would be taken places, wouldn't they, to feed like their young and stuff like that. But most of it will happen on top of and they're quite big platforms that you put on.
Yeah, I'm just imagining like this hand coming down and hitting somebody in the head or something. Do you know what I mean? I know I probably should joke about such things, but like, if we can't laugh about it, then what can we do?
Sunny, when we talked about Sky Burial, was imagining massive Chinese lanterns just taking you off.
Yeah, or like hot air balloon, or just loads of balloons, tie you to loads of balloons or something.
Whereas Marita just comes straight out of it. The birds eat you, basically. That's true.
I've got Balance next. I've got the next one.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, I think this must be my favourite. Like, it's not really Temperance, is it? But it's one of my favourite Temperance cards because I'm usually quite meh about Temperance. But I think this is stunning. I love the kind of the caduceus idea. The dragons are really nicely depicted. I think it's really nice.
Yeah, that polarized energy and that sort of the connectedness as well with the earth as well, the earth and the heavens, but all those stones and roots.
Yep, it's very nice. There's a wee face in the stone as well.
Yeah,
there. You don't look very happy, but right, I miss a few here, so you're probably, I think you said you've got
the Guardian. Yeah, I love the Guardian card. So this is a skeleton of a bear, and it's the Guardian of the woodland. So this is what I was talking about earlier about how they, from a pagan perspective, they wouldn't recognize like the Christian devil. So I'll tell you exactly what it says. It says the bleach white skeleton of a great cave bear. In fact, let me show it you while of a great white cave bear stands sentinel in the night, guarding the entrance to a cave. The guardian spirit of the beast challenges those who would enter the cave of ancestral memory without understanding the nature of their own darkness. Within the cave's open maw, filled with jagged and sharp stalactites, is an unknown and untrodden path. Its destination is shrouded in gloom. No inner light burns to show a way through. Before the path may be followed, the guardian must be faced and mastery of one's own fears achieved. And that's just the description bit that you get with the app under the card. So you've got position on the wheel. So it's Samhain on the wheel. 1st to the 1st of November. Gateway of the Dead. He stands between the elements of water and earth on the wheel, and he's linked with the waning moon. And then you get the description, then you get the card meaning, and then you can go to full text of the book. But yeah, and that path underneath, look, the path leading into the cave where he's standing guard.
Yeah,
I love it. So you skip a few, did you say?
Yeah. Have you got the blasted oak?
No.
Oh, okay. So me neither. So my next one was the pole star.
Yeah.
So this is the one I was talking about, where we can see our wanderer going through the trees, and the sky is beautiful. I love this sky with it looks like shooting stars going around the big main star, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that's what I love, because the whole deck, even when we get to the miners, because of the concept of the wheel, it is about a journey, and the people that you meet in, like the Guardian, they are people that you're meeting on this journey around, and that's why we're seeing like you know, the Wanderer, and we see the Green Man again, and we see the Green Woman in different forms, and yeah, it's beautiful. And this talks about the birth of stars and constellations forming. That's why we've got that cyclical kind of, because it's the formation of constellations and galaxies and such like.
Yeah. Nice. You got the moon, or the moon on water.
I love this card. Look at the wildlife in that. Look at him. I'm saying him because it's an obvious he there, look.
Yeah. He looks as though he's pretty excited to see you.
Because again, one of the reasons why if you get the app version, you can extend things out and you notice little details like that.
That's not a little detail. That's a pretty
something to be proud of. Yeah, and it talks about the reflection actually from the moon in the water is the primal egg. It's referred to as, and often referred to as the cosmic egg. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Nice. Well, I've got the next card, which is the Son of Life, and we go from your proud ox or whatever it was there to someone who appears to be completely emasculated. It's one of the things I don't actually like that aspect of this card, and there's another one of the majors that does it as well. Maybe I can find it quickly. It's the Blasted Oak. Like I'm not. I don't know. I'm not really sure why that is. Anyway, what I do love is the sun and the energy that it's given out. I think that it's really a really powerful sun card. So for that's why I've picked it.
It's interesting because in the description it doesn't give the figure a gender. It just refers to before it stands a figure with arms outstretched. It doesn't say he. I mean, looking at the face, I would probably have said it's a masculine image, but they make a point of not referencing gender. So maybe that's why there's no genitalia shown or something like that. Yeah. But I love the life that the sun's given with the flowers behind him. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, all the lovely, like the Triskel carved into the stones again. It's beautiful.
Yeah. What we got next?
The Great Bear.
Yeah.
That's the guardian of the ways, guardian of the forest ways. So to pass through, you have to confront all your transgressions to pass by the Great Bear. I just love all the stones and everything in it, but yeah, look, at it, really kind of intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah, the sky.
Would you want to walk underneath that?
I know.
I'll be like, after you, Chris.
Yeah, it's a beautiful sky behind it.
Yeah, so it's got the plough, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Constellation of the Plough. Or is it the Big Dipper?
It looks more Big Dipper to me, but I thought maybe they're the same thing.
It's what I always used to call the frying pan, the chip pan. And I could never remember. Which is it, guys? Big Dipper or the Plough? There'll be some astrology people.
Yeah,
and then I've got one last one. Have you?
Yeah, I've got it too.
Gorgeous. All the seasons, look.
Yep.
Beautiful. The world tree. And I just think this is a perfect depiction for a deck that's about a forest, the Wildwood, having the world card as the cyclical nature of the forest.
Yeah.
You know, I did comes up on my Facebook memories. I read a druid book quite a few years ago, and it asked you to find your favorite tree and take a photograph it in the middle of each season, because you never realize just how much they change. And I did, and I put all 4 together in like a collage and posted it. And it was just like this. Obviously not as one tree, but 4 separate photos. But
yeah.
And then we've got the labyrinth. And I think this is clearly a nod to Major Oak, but they put a door on it, you know, in terms of being able to go inside Major Oak. And in fact, let's have a look, see if it is Major Oak. My bedtime reminders come up.
Gosh,
Marks the end of the one. All 4 seasons represented the branches. No, it doesn't say it's Major Oak, but yeah, I have this wind down thing. 45 minutes. It was saying 45 minutes. You'll be going to bed, so start to wind down. Anyhow, so that's the major's done. Yeah.
Yep. What suit you got first?
And Trisha said it's one of my favorite world cards ever. It's the Big Dipper. Oh, and then we've got a dispute. Marita says Big Dipper, and then we have somebody else saying that it's gosh, he's trying to print this page, trying to print a picture of us. Plough, Ursa Major. I'll let you guys argue it out. I'm no expert. I've got vessels.
Okay, I've just got one vessel card.
Oh.
Many you got?
3.
You got?
I could have. I mean, the ace is beautiful, but I just thought after 15 favorite majors, I needed to just be ruthless. Because this is one of them. Hi, Marion. This is one of them, isn't it? Where you can just more or less talk about every card. So I've got the 2 first. I mean, Be Still My Pagan Heart. That is amazing. Such a powerful, beautiful image. And look at the energy that's flowing into the cups from them.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
What one have you got?
So I'm a bit on. So what have you got next?
6.
Right.
Oh, okay. I just think this is a really beautiful scene. We've got the mound with this reminds me of like just one of the springs at Glastonbury or something, you know, like the White Spring, or so we've got the water coming through the tor, if you like, the mound. These beautiful trees on top, and I just love the little otters that are to the side. It just gives me real kind of serenity, peaceful, healing vibes. And the six of cups, if we think about that, the whole sort of nostalgia thing of thinking of happier times, that takes me to places that I enjoy being. Yeah,
I think the idea of the kind of the the water hole, or where it's where all the animals come together, isn't it? So it's quite a nice depiction for reunion.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I know what your choice is going to be.
Do you?
Yeah, I think it's going to be the next card. I think it's going to be 7.
No.
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 Yeah, actually, no. So I love the 7.
Oh, I did look at that. I did consider it.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's
a beautiful card. There's something a bit weird for me about the 7 of Cups being about mourning, but I mean, I can get over that when I'm reading with it. But it is quite an unusual choice.
It's, again, because it's a card about mourning, and it's like little offerings that are being put there to ancestors, isn't it? And I just think it's a really beautiful card. Again, the detailing in the intricate symbols on the skull and things.
Yeah.
Really, really nice.
That is.
We never said really, but on each major arcana there is a keyword. So you do get keywords. And at first, I didn't know how I felt about that. I didn't know how I felt about the changing of the titles. I would have loved it to have been the elements, but they're not too much of a stretch, are they? If we think of arrows and bows and vessels and stones. Stones is very earthy anyway,
Yeah.
Vessels, your cups, and so it's not too much of a stretch. But some people, I don't think, like the keywords associated. So
yeah. The one that I've got is the 10. I think it's a stunning image. I like the use of happiness as the keyword. Just for me, 10s are like the full force of the element. Do you know what I mean? And you've got this powerful waterfall that's everything's splashing everywhere. I just think it's really,
it is great.
Yeah. Marion spending some time with John and Mark next month. So
cool.
Any questions we can
Where's that? Oh, here.
Yeah.
Anyone? That's cool. Yeah, ask Mark Ryan if the Greenwood is coming back. He's married. I'm in the Facebook group, but they're talking about everything but the Greenwood in there. If it's not happening, fine. We'll move on with our lives. But being in limbo is a torture. So is the Greenwood happening or not? That would be my question, if you don't mind, Marion. Thank you.
There you go, Marion. You did ask.
Yeah. I bet he gets sick of being asked, actually. But okay, so bows.
Oh, I was going to say, what's
we
that?
just had vessels.
Yeah, bows is what I've got next. My first, I didn't pick any of the aces, but the 4 aces together kind of could have shown them, because I love that it's the like the spark of life, the breath of life, the something of life, and the foundation of life. I think that's really cool the way that they've done that. But anyway, I've not picked the aces, but I just wanted to give that a quick mention.
Yeah, when I put the deck in order tonight, I put my piles, having the 4 suits of miners together with the aces on top. I was like, oh, look how beautiful they look together.
Yeah. Same.
So I've got 4 bows.
You've got 4 so far. I've got 4.
Ooh. So I've got the 3 as the first one.
We'll see. I prefer the 2 to the 3. I think they're very similar, but for me, the 2 is beautiful. That fiery energy, that beautiful sky. I think the 2 is so much better than the 3.
So I didn't know if you would go for the 3 because it references in the what would have been the Temperance, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But what I love about this is she's standing at a crossroads. There's a pathway, and again, remember, this whole deck is about the wanderer and the wanderer's journey. So now he comes to this crossroads, and there's kind of a warning there about carefully considerating. That didn't sound right. Considering. That's why it didn't sound right. Considerating. This is what happens. I get past my bedtime reminder and my brain starts to shut down. But so there's a welcome. There's an outstretched hand, kind of saying, slow down, but you're welcome. But there's also a warning because there's the crossbow in the other hand. So it really is that sort of, okay, how do I approach this? One path against another path. And I just liked it, like the message of it.
It is cool, but is it not quite an odd image for fulfillment? Like the idea of the different paths and considering your options and stuff. How does that link to the idea of fulfillment?
Because it's an ongoing journey, isn't it? So it's a journey towards fulfillment. Is kind of how I looked at it. So when you read about it, it's the wanderer's journey through the wood, through the Wildwood.
Okay. Fair enough. Marion says, I'll give him my look when I ask him, and I'm sure I'll come back with an answer. I mean, Marion, whilst you're breaking out the look, rather than asking him, could you not just intimidate him into actually bringing it back? Like, that would be better. If you're going to use the Marion look, then why not use it to bring back the deck?
I need to see what the Marion look is. Can you put yourself on big and just give me the Marion look, just so I can visualize meeting Mark Ryan and asking about the Greenwood?
I would never dream of trying to try. What's that? What's the word? I can't remember. I'm the same as you. My brain's gone to mush. But it's that thing where you're not supposed to. Fuck it. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. It'll come back to me, and when it does, I'll shout it out. But I would never dream of trying to do an impression of Marion, because I could never do it justice.
Okay.
The 4 is my next one. I've actually got the 4 and the 8, and they go really nicely together. They're both really sweet. There's part of me that's like, why do we have 2 big parties going on? It feels like they're kind of covering the same thing. But the images are both stunning. So I've still picked them both.
Yeah, they are.
I love the way the fire's depicted in both of them. Particularly in the 4, the way that it's kind of just engulfing the whole card. Yeah. 4 and the 8.
So I'd got in between that. I'd got the Kernabus giant. I've heard it as Cern, but you get Celtic and Celtic.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say Kernabus giant, which was on the carving that I think it was Naomi. It told us that was, we'd got Sheila Nagig on the Green Woman, then the Green Man, we'd got Kernabus. But what I think is really cool is a lot of people were like, oh, it's five of bows, but there's only 4. But that's because he's holding the 5th one.
Yeah.
And that happens again a bit later on as well, where you think there's a missing one, but it's actually part of the image.
Yeah. Cool.
And It's like in Druidcraft, the 5 of Wands. Is it? No, it's not. It's the 2 of Wands, isn't it? Where it's the long man of Wilmington. Yeah. So
cool. What have you got next? Because my next one is the last card in the suit.
Oh, is it? No, mine's the 9. The respect card, Woodrose. I think this is a really cool image. So Woodrose is the large, hairy, it's the legend of the large, hairy, wild men of the forest. I think that's how the character.
Right.
But again, on that journey, it's like, wow, can you imagine coming through the forest and being greeted by him?
Yeah. My last one is the king, the adder. And part of me has just pulled this because it's got snakes on it. But I did when I did the reading through the week, this came up. And it kind of made me think about, the King of Bows or the King of Wands and how is that akin to an adder, and they have this kind of a fierceness about them. Venomous snakes tend to not want to use their venom. Like people think of them as being ferocious and they'll come after you and stuff like that, but they'd rather be left alone, and they will use it if they need to. And they use it obviously like for catching prey. Obviously, that's what it's for. But so they have this impression where they're tough and they're kind of a scary, but actually they're really cool animals, I think. And I think similarly with the king, he has this kind of a charismatic, this tough exterior, but there's a wisdom. There's a wisdom there that people maybe don't always appreciate in the King of Wands.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd choose that one when I was going through. My 4th one is just it's the only one I think there's one other queen, but I love the hair. So this is linked to Estray, and on the wheel, obviously that would be Ostara. But she's the Saxon goddess, and that's what we affectionately call Titty Bunny on my sacred space. Is that Saxon hair goddess, which is linked to Estray.
Nice. Cool. We got arrows next.
Arrows. I've only got 3 arrows.
I have got 3 as well.
Ooh. They'll be completely different 3, of course.
Well, I've got the 2. So I'll go first. It kind of puts me in mind of the weighing of the heart against the feather. So the idea of that I know it's nothing to do with this kind of a thing. That's it's Egyptian mythology. And the idea is you're weighing your heart against mate's feather, and you're weighing like it's how your life is judged. But this is money that's on the thing. This is gold or coins. So there's this idea that you're being judged based on your possessions, which does tie in nicely with the theme, the key word of injustice. So it's an unusual one for the 2 of swords or 2 of arrows. I don't normally associate that with injustice, but I think that the image works for me.
Cool. I went with 3. I just thought it was an unusual 3 and a bit of a change to what we usually see as a 3. I love the wooden heart. It's still got the blood splatters, which is impossible, really, isn't it? It would be kind of sap if anything, but it's a flaming heart. I just really like the image. I thought it was a really cool 3. I don't know if it said anything in particular about. It just says a great heart-shaped form hangs in the center of the picture. It's pierced by 3 arrows. Drops of blood fall from it, watering the earth below. So it doesn't really give any more of an explanation than that.
Nice. My next one is the 6.
I've got the 6 as well.
I thought you might.
Yeah. This is
Just
again,
isn't it?
yeah. There's only 5 depicted. You know, I'm saying a few cards will show that. Is that because it's the arrow that's in his bow?
There's 6. There's 6 on the
yeah,
map.
I suppose his head's covering it, isn't it? There's a few where it was said about. I don't know if it was this one then, where there's another one coming up where there's one missing.
Right. Oh, I think I know which one it is actually. I think it's one of my other favourites.
Is it?
Yeah.
Might be the same as mine then.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I love.
Sorry.
I was going to say, you know how we talk about the 6 and the kind of calmer waters and the more choppier waters. I love the fact that the boat is a swan. You know, there's always that analogy, isn't there? The swan, that they seem to be there gracefully on the surface, but underneath they're paddling away like mad.
Yeah.
And then it's just this lone figure again, holding a crossbow, but a hooded figure.
Yeah, I like that it's coming towards us as well. That's quite unusual for a 6 of swords. Usually we see the boat going away from us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jen says, I've generally avoided using this deck, just feeling like I need a good memory for all the names, places, associations, etc. But hearing you both talk about it has definitely renewed my interest and mindset. That's good. Pleased to hear that.
I agree. I don't think it's necessarily a deck that instantly grabs people. I've heard a few people saying, I've really had to put work in with the Wildwood. And like I say, it's taken me years. So my third one is 10. Is yours 10?
Yeah.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah. I love the teaching, you know, and the kind of, I don't know if it's a father or even a grandfather, but passing on those sort of that knowledge, that wisdom,
the
skills. Yeah, it's clever.
That's amazing. It's what the 10 of swords blooming well should be. Passing on knowledge, like that renewal of the cycle. Do you know what I mean?
And how many?
Yeah, so 9 on the tapestry, but then the 10 because they're shooting it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Yep. I'm just noticing there's stuff going on in the background in this card as well. I don't know if you can really see it, but yeah, lots of detail in these.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this one's going to be, I won't do as many as I've got here because I've got them all, except I've got ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and then 1 court. So how many have you got?
3.
Okay. So I'll just quickly say why. Then if I say one, well, I'm going to say one that you've got. Just stop me and we'll talk about it. But the ace, I love this monolith. It's a standing stone. I love the carvings in it. There's so much detail in this. And again, if it's one that you see, if you look at it on an app where you can expand it out, there's so much detail. I love the labyrinth. The labyrinth is there. You see that one. That's in Glastonbury as well. In one of the big churchyards, there's a huge labyrinth there. The 2, No, I love the two. So these are standing stones that have fallen and become flat, which is like the ones that I went to on Saturday. They're 5,000 years old stone circle or below. Well, they've fallen in and they kind of lay flat on the earth. And then we've just got these two hares doing a boxing match. But yeah, it's just lovely, lovely energy to it. 3.
Nope.
I mean, come on, look at that. It's a green woman, but look at her rooted to the earth. And then she's just there at the start, grass, just holding on, just feeling the energy of the stones, really grounding herself. Beautiful. 4.
Yeah.
Cuteness overload. Look at that.
It's just beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, gorgeous. You've got the sun setting right in between, and that's probably what these kind of stone circles were for, was to track the movement of things like the sun and the moon and stars and stuff. But I love how it's just setting between the two stones, and then the trees. The stone suit is amazing. What did you want to say about the 4?
Just I just agree with everything you said. I just think it's a really sweet card. It's nice to see a 4 of Earth that isn't about being stingy. That represents that kind of security that I think the 4 of Earth really, to me, probably more is about. And it's just those eyes. Look at those eyes, those big eyes.
Yeah, it's really cute.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got the 5.
Yeah.
5 of Pentacles, 5 of Stones, Earth, whatever is always a important one to me. And I always try and look, and there's quite a connection actually. So she's there, she's out, exposed. There is the storm coming, the lightning. So how long is that fire going to last? But it also talks in the book about how the cave is actually cracking. So she's not in a really good position, really. Whilst we might think, well, she's got shelter, the cave is cracking and will let in water and stuff like that. So she's in quite a vulnerable position to be in.
Yeah, I love the fire. The fire,
yeah.
The way that the kind of smokes all the way up. Really nice.
6.
No, I've skipped quite a few now.
So for 6, just quickly, when we think about the person that's making a judgment, giving out coins, giving out offerings, they're holding out their offering bowls. This farm equipment laying dormant on the ground. The land is barren. The honey hives are decaying. There's not a lot that they've been able to reap. So it's almost like they're kind of putting an offering out to the heavens for rain or for crops. And I quite like that.
What do you think about exploitation though? Like for the phrase?
Yeah, this is what I was saying. Some of the keywords, I get why people are like, I don't really. I'd have to think about. I don't know if it meant, because on the app, it will tell you. It will say exploitation, selfish or foolish overuse of non-sustainable resources implies imbalance in your work or business that is damaging to yourself or the environment. So I think it's more about exploitation of the land, and then you're going to get the results that they're getting. Selfishly or foolishly overuse of non-sustainable resources implies imbalance in work or business that is damaging to yourself or the environment. So and then it says here, leafless trees Barren and desolate land. In the distance, smoke rises from burning piles of spoiled crops. Broken, unused farming tools lie on the ground nearby. Beehives holding damaged and abandoned beehives. So it's that sort of dissolution into it.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh. 7. I just love this. It's the Green Woman making an appearance again. I know you're not a fan, but she's performing healing on somebody that's, crestfallen. She's just really in the zone in this stone circle, giving healing. So I like that.
Yeah.
I didn't choose 8. 9 is one of my favorites. Favorites. Tradition. I just think this is a gorgeous image. And it's this horned figure. It's holding a serpent, look.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what that looks like, but
Mind in the gutter.
And then you got these huge monoliths behind, and then the sun again is shining through, casting all these shadows, but dramatic sky. Yeah.
Nice.
And the full moon, of course. And then I've just got one left.
Yeah, I think we might have the same one. Yeah. Yeah, the bear.
Yeah. There's the Queen of Stones bear. Protecting, which is just lovely. She's powerful, but she's a protector, watching out whoever comes near to the home. Protection over the land. I mean, I do like the king, the wolf. I do like it, but not as much as the bear.
That is stunning. But yeah, the bear, that beautiful sky again. Like, I'm a sucker for like skies and water when they're depicted really well in art. They always suck me right in. But yeah, I love the use of the bear as the Queen of Stones, just because to me the Queen of Earth is the mama bear. That's kind of my way of my wee keyword that always pops into my head when I see it, no matter the deck. So it does really kind of embody that idea of protection and, creating that protective environment, nurturing environment that the bear is really nicely associated with.
Yeah. Cool. So that was the Wildwood Tarot. Lots of interaction in the chat. Thank you, everyone. And been enjoyable to do, but also to hear kind of your responses, the cards that you like, and lots of people saying that they absolutely love this deck. And I can see why. The more I use it, the more I fall in love with it each time. So next month we're doing the Handle Tarot. That's right. Yeah. So when would that be? God, that would be October. So first Thursday in October is the 3rd. October the 3rd. That work for you?
I think so, yeah. That should be fine.
Cool.
Great
stuff. Anything you want to say? Anything coming up, Chris?
Next Friday, I'm going live with Richie from Longman Tarot. We're going to have a wee chat about Greek mythology and tarot, but just Greek mythology generally. We've been planning it for a while, actually, and in preparation for it, I've put together like a wee spreadsheet that kind of compares. So usually when you get a tarot deck that's based around Greek mythology, it uses like different gods from the pantheon for each card. So I've kind of done something where it compares, like, I think I've got like 4, probably more, but 4 main decks that use Greek mythology. So I've compared the what's being used in each card across the decks. And I'm trying to put together some information on like the gods and goddesses from the Greek pantheon. So I'll once that's done, I can share that. I can make that available. So I can. So that's next Friday with Richie. And I think we're doing that on his channel. And gosh, I'm not sure what else I've got coming up. What about you?
I've got a couple of decks that are taking forever to get here, so I'm waiting on them. One is from the States. I did get a notification saying there might be customs to pay, which is fine, but I've not heard anything since. Saturday is just a regular catch up. Yeah, just a regular cup and catch up. But other than that, don't think we haven't set a date for Spotlight yet for September, but there's still a few weeks. We have to wait for a certain amount of decks to come in to make it worth doing, but that will be happening at some point in the month. And thank you to everybody that's saying there's lots of positive reactions to this one. So, are you watching Chaos on Netflix?
No, I'm not. Is that on? That might only be on there. Is that on our Netflix, Simon? Do you know?
I've not heard of it. It was just Sneak asking you, are you watching Chaos?
I'll check it out.
Apparently it's hilarious.
Right, I'll have a look. Scott said earlier on that he's modded a lot of decks, which I didn't actually know, Scott. So
he said he found it relaxing, didn't he, or something like that. Yeah, I agree. It's a lovely pastime.
For pictures,
if you've got
Scott.
if you've got time and patience, it's really rewarding. And like I said, it really is one of those activities that connects you to the deck a lot more, I find, when you kind of personalized it to how you want it. Did you edge yours? I forgot to ask. Did you put an edge on yours?
No, mine isn't edged. I kind of wanted. Does the back not bother you? No.
No, I mean there's that line at the bottom, but it never even doesn't.
No,
don't bother me. No,
irritates me.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. But it's fine.
Yeah.
No, thank you very much, everyone.
Lovely to see you all, and see you next month. If you stay on, Chris, and I'll say Tra. So, bye everyone. Speak to you next time.